Here's your wrestling news for March 12th, 2022. And your headlines for today include Big E stretchered away after legitimate freak injury on WWE Smackdown. Big E says his neck is broken. WWE and AEW stars react. Backstage notes on WWE renaming Pete Dunne as Butch. Latest update on WWE's plans for Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 38. William Regal shoots down report he's dealing with serious health issues. Corey Graves says many fans had no idea who Bron Breakker was during WWE Raw this week. WWE planning to announce a ton of WrestleMania 38 matches. 3 more title matches reportedly planned for WWE WrestleMania 38. WWE Women's Tag Team title match at WrestleMania likely to be changed. Ronda Rousey reveals how long she plans to stay with WWE, and more. We've got some concerning news from Smackdown now as Big E suffered an injury during last night's broadcast. On the show, Big E and Kofi Kingston teamed to face Sheamus and Ridge Holland, but the match ended abruptly because of a freak accident. The incident happened when Holland suplexed Big E outside the ring, resulting in the latter landing awkwardly and seemingly injuring his neck, and in fan-recorded footage, Big E can be seen being stretchered away. As for the match, that ended almost immediately after the incident as Sheamus pinned Kofi, though this was presumably an audible call to end the match as quickly as possible. Big E has had a strange 2022 to say the least, as despite starting the year as Raw's WWE Champion and the #1 draft pick of the Red brand, he's since lost the title and quietly was moved to SmackDown. Backstage, the former champion shared a video where he's wearing a neck brace and thanked everyone for their concern. The New Day star showed he can still move his fingers, but gave a worrying diagnosis, saying, "They tell me that my neck is broken." In an update, PW Insider noted that Big E was put in an ambulance and taken to a hospital in Birmingham, Alabama, where he has undergone further tests on his condition. Prior to SmackDown, there had been no word on what WWE had planned for Big E at WrestleMania, but it now looks like he'll miss the biggest two-night event of the year, just like his former rival, Bobby Lashley. Fightful Select notes that last night's SmackDown was meant to kick off Big E's WrestleMania plans, as the arrival of Pete Dunne, now rechristened Butch, was meant to set up a match next month. We are told this is planned as an official call-up, and leading into the night there were plans for Butch, Ridge Holland, and Sheamus to take on the New Day at WrestleMania. However, with Big E's injury on SmackDown, we can't be sure that's still the case. As of this moment, the severity of Big E's condition is unknown, but we do know that going by the footage, he hit his head pretty hard on the floor. On social media, both WWE and AEW talent have expressed their support for Big E in a rare bipartisan act by both promotions. With WrestleMania 38 so close, it's hard to say if Big E will be able to be medically cleared in time for the show, but we certainly wish him and the New Day the very best at this sad time. This match on SmackDown was overshadowed by Big E's unfortunate injury, but it also saw Pete Dunne make his debut as Butch. Billed as a protege of Sheamus and a longtime associate of Ridge Holland, Butch's new name hasn't gone over well with fans, and that's also the case behind the scenes. In an update from Fightful Select, it said that the general consensus backstage before the show was that something very dumb was going to happen, and that clearly is the name change. It added that whenever those behind the scenes found out about the name change, that it caused groans and frustration among all that heard it. Nevertheless, the name change has gone ahead, and now it'll be Butch's time to shine as the newest member of the SmackDown roster. This April, Stone Cold Steve Austin will return to WWE to confront Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. Despite initial reports of the two having a match, which would have been the Rattlesnakes' first bout since 2003, WWE's plans are now for Austin to be the guest on the KO show, but that doesn't mean things won't get physical. In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it's reported that Austin is working on his cardio as he prepares for his return, which implies that he'll do more than just stun the prize fighter, as many believe. It's also reported that Austin has agreed to do the KO show segment with a fight sequence added, but has not agreed to a sanctioned match between the two. While whatever WWE has planned will be more than a stunner, it's noted that Austin hitting his finisher will be the obvious conclusion to the segment and fight sequence. Austin has gotten physical at several events since retiring in 2003, but WWE is billing his upcoming segment as his first physical confrontation in 19 years, as the Rattlesnake has promised to open one final can of whoop-ass next month in AT&T Stadium. Over to AEW as William Regal debuted at last weekend's Revolution pay-per-view after over 2 decades working with WWE. During this week's promo on Dynamite, Regal spoke about his career and said how he doesn't have much time left, which greatly alarmed fans of the British legend. In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it was noted that Regal's health is far more serious than has ever come out and will be a key talking point during his interview on Talk is Jericho next week. During his days as NXT general manager, Regal would often make announcements via satellite, leading some to speculate he was unwell, but it was never considered that he was dealing with a life-threatening illness. It's no secret that Regal suffered from substance abuse issues for years, which no doubt harmed his body, but the reports of his health being in decline have been greatly exaggerated. On social media, Regal refuted the rumors that he's unwell, saying that he's healthier now than he's been in years, and that this is nothing but rumors. With Regal being part of the storyline with Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson, the veteran performer will need to be in good health to handle the 2 ex-WWE champions, and all reports that Regal is unwell should be taken with a very large grain of salt. On this week's Raw, Bron Breakker had his debut match on the Red Brand, teaming with Tommaso Ciampa to defeat the Dirty Dogs. It was certainly an impressive debut for Breakker, who only started wrestling on TV just 6 months ago, and one person who saw it in person was Corey Graves. Speaking on After the Bell, the Raw commentator had nothing but praise for the now former NXT champion and said that many members of the WWE universe didn't know who Breakker was, as they don't watch NXT. While Breakker certainly made an impact, it's odd for a WWE employee to say that fans don't watch NXT, which has struggled both during and after the Wednesday Night Wars to get fans to tune in. We'll have to see what WWE has next for Breakker, though a second NXT title win and a permanent main roster call-up have been rumored, but whatever happens next, we're sure he'll make people know who he is. Now, WrestleMania 38 is just 21 days away, and the show has a stacked card already lined up. Not including the Steve Austin-Kevin Owens confrontation, the 2-night event has 9 matches already confirmed, but there will be many more made official during the next 3 weeks. That's according to WrestleVotes, who report that WWE plans to add 7 more matches to the show, which would make 16 in total, or 8 for each night. In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it's covered that 3 of the 7 matches will be title matches, with the United States Championship and both the Raw and Smackdown tag titles up for grabs. It's noted that new US champion Finn Balor will defend at WrestleMania against Damian Priest, while RK Bro, who only regained the Raw Tag Team Gold this week, will face the Street Profits next month. As for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, the Usos are expected to keep the titles until WrestleMania, where they'll defend against Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. The Observer adds that the women's tag match, which has already been announced, is likely to be changed again, as Natalya and a yet-to-be-named partner will likely be added, making this a fatal 4-way tag team title match. The report didn't state who will join Natalya, but Shayna Baszler seems the likely candidate after the 2 teamed together last night. If this match does indeed have a total 8 superstars, then it's likely the Women's WrestleMania Battle Royal won't go ahead, but we'll only know for certain as we get closer to WWE's biggest event of the year. And we're ending today with Ronda Rousey, who made her long-awaited return to WWE at January's Royal Rumble, entering the Women's Rumble match at number 28 and winning the entire thing. After her first and, to date, only loss at WrestleMania 35, Rousey took an extended break from the ring to focus on starting a family and succeeded in that goal last year when she became a mom. Following such a lengthy break, many have questioned how long Rousey will be around, but during a Facebook gaming stream, the #1 contender for the SmackDown Women's Championship confirmed that she's not going anywhere just yet. Yes, I am staying in WWE after WrestleMania 38. I'll be staying for a while. I just had a baby, I'm not ready to have another one yet, so I'll be staying around till we're ready for number 2 or 4. On last night's Smackdown, Rousey made it physically clear she plans on staying, as her brawl with Charlotte Flair in the parking lot closed Smackdown in the latest intense build in their rivalry. Rousey isn't ready for another child yet, but it is something that is on her mind. But until that moment, the self-professed hot mama of WWE has plans on dethroning the SmackDown Women's Champion at WrestleMania 38 next month. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.